Hello, and welcome to Last Week in AWS. I'm your host, Mike Julian. I'm filling in for Corey Quinn because he's off doing God knows what, so you get me for the next several weeks. AWS renames Pinpoint. They renamed it to AWS End User Messaging, which, I actually like the new name. No one knew what the hell a pinpoint was to begin with. At least this is descriptive, if not boring. Then again, I do like my infrastructure boring, so maybe good change overall.
Backblaze B2 Cloud Storage helps you scale applications and deliver services globally. Egress is free up to 3x of the amount of data you have stored, and completely free between S3 compatible Backblaze and leading CDN and compute providers like Fastly, Cloudflare, Vultr, and CoreWeave. Visit backblaze.com to learn more. Backblaze, cloud storage built better.
AWS Graviton-based EC2 instances now support hibernation, which I didn't realize that until now you couldn't hibernate a Graviton instance. It just never occurred to me to even bother to look. But now that I've read the documentation, I'm not sure why anyone would use hibernation at any sort of scale. So, genuine question for all of you. Seriously, do any of you use hibernation in cases other than one-offs? New Amazon CloudWatch dimensions for EC2 on-demand capacity reservations. CloudWatch can now give you availability zone, instance criteria, instance type, platform, tenancy. I figured it might be worth calling out for some of you. There was a blog post that was put out just recently from Amazon titled AWS and Multicloud, Existing Capabilities and Continued Enhancements. It's sort of a roundup of all the recent announcements over the past year or so that Amazon has put out, but it occurs to me that it wasn't that long ago that Amazon didn't want their partners even saying the word multi-cloud. The cynic in me thinks that the about face might be related to continued pressure from the other cloud providers, because anecdotally, we've seen a lot of our AWS contract negotiation clients leaning a lot more into Azure and GCP, with AWS being a bit more difficult to get good deals out of. I wonder if that's starting to show up in their own internal metrics. More optimistically, though, good. This is a good thing. Most companies are, to some degree, running on multiple clouds, and it is great to have all of them building with their customers' realities actually in mind. There's a new release from the AWS Solutions team with a solution to help you deliver Amazon CloudWatch logs to Amazon OpenSearch serverless. And, okay, I hear you, Solutions team, but hear me out. What if this were native in CloudWatch logs? Perhaps we could help make some introductions to your colleagues over in CloudWatch logs? Seriously, though, perhaps it is a bit unfair of me, but it's hard to view AWS Solutions as anything more than highlighting and papering over missing native functionality, which, to be clear, says more about the product team than it does the solutions team, just so we're clear on that point. But it would be nice if this were a bit more native. Speaking of solutions, there's now a cost optimizer for Amazon Workspace's version 2.7 released. I apparently had missed the initial release of this some time ago, and I do look forward to the team behind the cost optimization hub sure like another team's work. But, in the meantime, go check your Workspace's bill. And last but not least, Jeff Barr, Chief Evangelist at AWS, confirms a bunch of service deprecations via Twitter just last week. I talked about several of these as sort of guessing that they might be deprecated, but now we have confirmation. Sadly, the Twitter announcement is actually the closest we've come to an actual real announcement. So, aside from QLDB the week before last, we now have confirmation of Cloud Search, Cloud9, SimpleDB, Forecast, Data Pipeline, Code Commit, and S3 Select. I didn't even realize that one was a thing. It seems to just be a less capable Athena. Okay. Overall, I think these are actually really great things. These are good to be deprecated. Amazon really cannot continue to compete on every single front. None of these were particularly amazing services anyways. So I am actually glad to see them consolidating down and focusing staff time on more impactful core services. Or at least that's what I hope. And that's what happened last week in AWS. I've been your host, Mike Julian. I'll see you next week.